Okay, for my podcast, I did New York City History, the Bowery Boys, episode 155. It's modern television from Sesame Street to Seinfeld. New York City television, of course. It basically describes how that a lot of shows that are set in New York City aren't really filmed there. And most of them today are actually filmed in LA. This started in the 1970s, of course, because New York City was kind of bad, so everybody moved out. But some shows actually stayed during the 70s. Shows like Sesame Street, who's been filming in New York City and has been set in New York City since 1969. Now, however, this mass exodus of TV shows and studio companies moving out of New York City has changed starting in the 1980s. For example, The Cosby Show. It was set and it was filmed all in New York City. However, shows that time like Taxi, All in the Family were set in New York City, but weren't filmed there. They were filmed in Hollywood, which is cheaper to do, but doesn't really fit this setting. Anywho, also in the 1980s, something else started getting filmed. MTV. Yes, MTV was set and filmed in New York City. This, of course, started a more popular trend of shows being set and filmed in New York City. For example, in the 1990s, the original Law and Order, not all the spin-offs, there's too many to count, was filmed and set in New York City. Which, of course, has led to a lot of problems, since so many TV shows are now getting filmed in New York City that people aren't not exactly happy that they have trouble getting home because there's too many people filming. But this is the most TV shows now are being filmed a lot in New York. It's the most since the 1950s. Also in the 1990s, there was one famous show that was filmed and set in New York City. I'm talking about Sex and the City. Everybody's seen it. It was filmed and made New York City very famous again. That's why rent prices are now even getting higher in New York City because of that show. Well, that's the theory, of course. But anyways, that's what I watched, and it was pretty good. I like the podcast. I like TV, so that's all I got.